Hi, I'm Dr. Larry Rosen from the Whole Child Center in Oradell, New Jersey. We are coping here, as is all of the world, with the coronavirus outbreak and trying to help our patients and their families deal with the uncertainties of this unprecedented situation. What I wanted to offer today were some thoughts on how we can all cope more effectively with the stress and anxiety that the situation brings on. While there's a lot written and talked about online about the health and medical needs that relate to this crisis, and those are important, I also feel that it's equally important to address the strain on everyone's mental health, and I think this is equally as important. With uncertainty and fear, there's great stress on the immune system as well. We know that there's a direct mind-body connection that impacts our ability to fight infection. And so some of the more important things that you and your families can do is to pay attention to some of these coping skills, which I'll run through with you, that can help you deal with the uncertainty and the shifting landscape of what's going on. It's very important that we all find those practices in our lives that help us connect and ground. What happens with undue anxiety is that we start to panic. In addition, when we're faced with a infectious disease outbreak like this, we're being forced to quarantine and to isolate. This isolation can lead to vast disconnection and eventually to depression. So when we are faced with these times of lack of control, it's critically important that we try to figure out what we can control and to control what we can. So these are 5 tips that I hope will be of service to you during these challenging times for you and for your kids. The first is to focus on sleep and nutrition, both of which have clearly been shown to be associated with more robust immune system function. So we all want to make sure that we are prioritizing getting at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep per night and focusing on eating whole, real foods. This is a chance also to connect as a family in your own home and make meals together using, to the degree that you can, as many real ingredients as you can, and trying to stay away from heavily processed foods. Number 2, you can go outside, and hopefully most of us have access to some fresh air and outdoor space, no matter what the temperature is, no matter what the weather is. Even taking 15 minutes to sit or walk outside with your family and with your kids, even if it is just in your backyard or on your porch or your deck or somewhere outside of your apartment, try to find a safe space for at least 15 minutes a day to get outside and connect with nature. Number 3 is connection. And I spoke a bit about social isolation. If you are forced to work from home or be stuck inside with your family and kids, it is an opportunity to connect with others through the use of technology. And this is one use of social technology that can be very healthful. And it's also an opportunity to teach elderly relatives who may have access to computers and getting online, but may not be familiar with apps like FaceTime or Skype or Zoom. And this is a great opportunity to teach them so that they can feel connected to you at a time where they may not be able to go out and you may not be able to go out. And finally, there are 2 other coping skills that could be really useful. And again, sticking with the online theme, if there are practices like meditation or yoga, there are innumerable opportunities online to take yoga classes, to look at yoga classes for you and your kids to do as a family. There are meditation opportunities and videos online, as well as apps like Insight Timer and Calm. And while we typically discourage too much screen time, this may be an opportunity to use the technology that we have developed for healthy reasons. And finally, it is a really critical opportunity to develop and cultivate mindfulness skills and tools. that you may have started working on, or you may take an opportunity to do now. And I've mentioned meditation and yoga. There are a number of others, and I would offer you, in the spirit of something that I think we really need now more than ever, which is self-compassion and self-care. And there will be many challenges to doing this, but if you can take this opportunity to practice self-compassion and then send this out to your loved ones and to the rest of the world, I would point out one resource that is this wonderful new book, Be Heartful, by psychologist Frank Cilio, who's a dear friend and colleague. In this book is a lesson for all of us about compassion and being kind. I think this is something that not only helps us feel more calm and grounded, it really sets up a system and teaches our kids about being kind to others, which is something we all know that we can use more than ever at these times. This kind of practice, which is a gratefulness practice as well, helps to teach our families and our kids to be appreciative for what we have, to help give us some sense of control over the things that are positive in our life. And I'll take you through this brief meditation, which you can adapt and expand with any language that works for you and for your family. So to start, you want to find a comfortable seated position or lying down position where you can close your eyes or rest your eyes and find a resting position. And then you start by wishing yourself good wishes, and it can go something like this. And you can place your hand on your heart if you choose to do that while you're doing it, to feel more grounded and centered, to connect to your heart. And it goes something like this. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. And may I live with ease. And you can repeat that to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. And may I live with ease. And we start with this self-compassion because unless we can feel this for ourselves, it's hard to offer it out to others, and we deserve it. This is something that we each deserve. And then you can go forward and you can think of your loved ones and your friends and family, and you can say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you live with ease. And then at that point, you can turn these wishes to all beings everywhere, regardless of where you are and where everyone else is, and send these wishes out to the world and say, may we all be happy, may we all be healthy, may we all be safe, and may we all live with ease. And at the end, I like to add, may my thoughts and my words and my actions contribute to the health and well-being and freedom and safety of all beings. So I'll leave you with that, and perhaps that's something you'll find useful to use with your kids and your family during these challenging times. We wish you all much health and to stay safe, and thank you for listening.